Hey guys, this is IrieStarcraft and I'm back to cast another game for you. This one is going to be a 4 versus 4 and it will be on Deadlock Ridge. And it is going to be between SaveTheOtter, the Red Terran, and his teammates will be a TBFearth, the Teal Protoss, also known as Earthmaster, and TormenT, the Purple Zerg, and LMntQuag, the Blue Protoss. Their opponents will be a GobbleGoose, the Orange Zerg, and Pinbacker, the Pink Protoss, and MTHREE will be the Green Terran, and Mustarde, he is the Yellow Protoss. So we do have another mirror matchup in the 4v4, except this time instead of 2 Zergs, it will be 2 Protoss. And again, I'm going to remind you guys, especially because this is a 4v4 game, that IrieStarcraft, will be casting the Zeek.com 4v4 Mayhem Tournament on Friday night. I think it starts at 7:30 Pacific, which is 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and whatever else is in between. And it's going to be super awesome. I have a new webcam, so you can see my pretty face, and I'm sure I'm going to be getting lots and lots of shit for what I look like or whatever. But anyway, you guys definitely should tune in on Friday night to see IrieStarcraft in the flesh in the corner of your StarCraft screen. And that was a really bad probe harass right there, attacking a refinery and getting instantly killed by all of the SCVs. And it looks like we have, okay, Mustarde just making sure that there's no shenanigans going on. A nice spot to hide a pylon and some cannons will be right there. So no shenanigans as of yet. Let's check the build orders here. I don't see any forges or weird stuff like that. I guess a forge wouldn't be that weird of an opening. And whoa, we're pinging like way over here. I guess we are trying to set up an overlord for some warp-ins. I guess Quag is like, dude, I'm gonna warp in stuff there. Give me my overlord, please. As that has become an extremely standard play now in the team games. And it looks like we are going to be going for wraiths, and Valkyries. I never figured out if it's Wrath or Wraith. I guess it's Wraith. I don't know, but those are pretty sweet. I guess, dude, when they come out with what's the next one? Heart of the Swarm. That there's going to be some new units, and that is going to be so awesome because StarCraft is starting to get a little bit starting to get a lot of the same old like units that countering each other. I mean, it's one of the most creative games there is, but I feel like it's time maybe. I mean, we're kind of getting due for that expansion where they can add a couple of units to each race and really allow people to mix things up some more. So I'm really looking forward to that. Either way, we are going for a very fast Twilight Council from Quag, so I expect to see a Dark Shrine possibly coming out here soon. And if he is, he's sort of gas-locked here for a while. Yeah, he is just going to sit here with his probe and wait, looks like, to get his Dark Shrine. And there it goes. Yay, Dark Shrine and another gateway. So 3 gates. Dark Templars coming from Quag. Not been scouted really at all. GobbleGoose has not sent his overlord in. And we are getting more pings. Looks like we want to take some watchtowers, but there are oh, it looks like the top team has this watchtower with a stalker from Earth. And whoa, Hellions are flying across the map. Going to go try and kick some ass. Will they be able to run in here? There are some stalkers blocking the way for Pinbacker. I'm not sure if it's the best play from SaveTheOtter. The Hellions have been revealed. They will run over here and quickly find out that this is walled in. And not going to be worth really fighting there, I don't think, as there's a stalker again in front. But they are going to see, I think the top team is able to see that starport. Yeah, so they do know that there's likely going to be some Banshees coming up around in this vicinity, but there is already a robotics facility out for a TBFearth. It looks like he went for a 2-gate robo and an expansion. And so that observer is going to be flying down here and just preemptively looking for the Banshees. I'm probably going to be getting another observer. Yeah, good call there. A couple of stalkers. Definitely the way to go. to counter the Banshees is grab a quick observer and a couple stalkers, because the cannons are just such a pain to try and use against Banshees, because they'll either, if you try and wait to get the forge, then it takes forever to get the forge and the cannon, and by then there's Banshees in your base. As whoa, hey now, it looks like the DTs already did get warped in up here, but preemptively ready for that. These guys know what's going on. These guys are very, very used to this typical sort of play, as you always got to go after that detection by the 7-minute mark because of the Dark Templar threat. And going to be getting, it looks like, one drone kill here before that quickly gets picked off by GobbleGoose. And so yeah, unless you're going to be hyper aggressive early on, you definitely need to have a couple of players getting that detection out quickly. Because you can't just sit back and macro and then let something like Dark Templars and Banshees kill you. As I'm wondering, where did those Banshees go? Or did he even bother with Banshees at all? Looks like SaveTheOtter has one tank down here, just wrecking stuff at the front. I'm not sure what the deal is with this tank. Like, really? He sent a tank down there all by itself to start shooting at a supply depot and then get killed. So I'm really confused about that play. I think that was probably a bad rally point that he had for his Hellions. I'm not 100% on that one. But either way, he has made a switch into tanks. And it looks like, though, some Zerglings here from TormenT are going to be doing a run-by at these expansions and may be able to get quite a few drone kills here. And they also might even be able to get away, as you see all these drones getting taken out from the Zerglings. So powerful in these 4v4 games. And will he force the cancel? He will force the cancel there, and the Zerglings looks like they will also be able to escape, so great job there from TormenT. Getting out of there, and here comes the Mutalisk from GobbleGoose, and LMntQuag well aware of those Mutas, and he's ready for it, but the Mutas are going to engage these Stalkers directly. Now they're going to pull back. I think that they actually would have had the upper hand there. They would have suffered some pretty heavy losses. But obviously the Dark Templar warp in here, revealing the Spire on the way, and so he was well aware of that. So these guys are like, dude, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna try and harass my base with air. That's what that's what you gotta do. If you're in a corner spot here, you guys know this. You got to get some air defense. And you gotta be wary of the warp in. The high ground warp in with Overlord Vision, I should say. These mutas are just getting cock blocked all over the place, but now it looks like they may have a chance to get some SCVs and a mule over here, but these stalkers doing a nice job chasing them. The blink has been completed by Quag, I think, for a while now, and sort of chasing these mules around, such a pain in the ass. Always good to make sure you don't get too distracted by the mutas. Don't focus too much on getting every last possible shot that you can on them. Just, you know, send your stalkers after them, and then keep up with your macro, and then if you get a little break in your macro, just try and take out the mutas. If you have blink, it's a little bit of a different story. You can sort of try to anticipate where they go and blink underneath and get some more kills, but I find myself often just constantly chasing mutas around with my stalkers and then screwing up my macro in the process, and I don't know if that was really worth it for GobbleGoose to take out that pylon. He did lose a couple of mutas there. But if you do go for those blink stalkers and you have the APM to spare, as in you're a little bit better at this game than I am, harass. Go harass. They're faster than any other unit unless you have the threat of a fungal growth. You should go ahead and harass with the stalkers as much as you can, because the blink makes them so mobile. As M3 you see has built a planetary fortress down here at the gold, and it looks like these stalkers will be able to scout that. But I don't think they'll be able to do very much about it. They may be able to pick off these fresh new mules, though, if they want, and they're going to start shooting away at this. And there's, these stalkers are going to catch some dropships in the air, and it looks like a few of the marauders did get out first, but just a lucky play right there from Quag, catching these dropships that were on the way, that Earth would have easily taken care of that, just sitting his army in this back corner here. And it looks like top team really wants to move out and make something happen. Look at all these infestors. They're not really so beefy, but I just love saying it anyway. This Thor is super beefy, and these Zerglings are like doing a dance around it. But this should be interesting. I'm surprised they're gathering at the middle, but Earth really needs to join up with this army if they want to try and end the game. But he is still just sitting back here with his main force, and now these Colossi, it looks like Earth is going to go after this base with this Colossi and start taking out that planetary fortress. Meanwhile, the top team has engaged down here, and these infestors going to be key. Fungal growths going down all over the stalkers and even on this immortal, and now going to be burrowing here. Though Mustarde does have an observer sitting here, so the burrow is not going to do that much. More fungal growths going off all over this army, doing so much damage right there. Pinbacker, the bottom team, is in a lot of trouble, and infested Terrans being pooped out all over the place. Bottom team in a lot of trouble. More zealots are on the way out. Another Colossus, though. It looks like the bottom team will be able to hold this attack. And where has Earth been this entire time? What are you doing, bro? It looks like he's chasing mutas, as the mutas from GobbleGoose have just been free reign during that whole time on these workers. And oh, look at this. Quag looks like he lost a lot of workers there. And so these mutas doing a great job for GobbleGoose, keeping them in this game. I'm surprised they were able to hold so well there. SaveTheOtter still has this position down here. I hear slicing DTs from LMntQuag, just getting so many free kills on these probes before finally Mustarde starts running them away. And he's running them over here. There is a spore crawler and a spine crawler, so these this DT will not be able to do much. But he might even be able to take out this Nexus, as TormenT and SaveTheOtter just doing so much work out here, setting up this miniature contain. And this army should be able to break that here if they wanted to. As long as you lead with the Immortals, that is going to be key. Here comes a Colossus from Pinbacker. Make it 2 Colossus. Going to be breaking that siege tank. And now Quag blinking underneath. We'll be able to pick off 1 Colossus, but I don't know about the second one. It's going to be very close. No, it does not look like it's going to get picked off. And now the bottom team has finally cleaned that up. Even using a scan there just to make sure there is no more infestors underground. Here comes the Archon army from Earth. Has really been macroing up pretty hard here. And Storm research is about halfway finished. Another robotics day on the way here, and a Stargate even as well. So it looks like Earth pulling out all the stops tech-wise, and still this base has been allowed to remain alive. Very interesting there. So there's not much they have tried to do about it. Finally, it looks like Earth is going to be trying to take out that base. You got to be very careful, though, as you don't want to get your army trapped. I think it would be safe for him to try and attack there right now, though, as the bottom team did just suffer some pretty heavy losses. It looks like Mustarde, meanwhile, is trying to harass this gold expansion up here. TormenT with 6 spore crawlers. What is the dealio, bro? And oh, so many probes, it looks like, from Quag. Did end up getting taken out there. So Mustarde doing some nice harassment. At the same time, Earth is going to be taking out this planetary fortress. MTHREE not ready for that to repair the fortress. It would not have mattered anyway. This army way too powerful. So Earth quickly going to take that out, and at the same time grab his own base down here at the gold. Top team really at an advantage right now as far as map control and the bases go. So the bottom team, it's really going to be on them to make something happen. You see Pinbacker trying to grab this base. There are now 7 Broodlords in the air, however, for GobbleGoose, and that is going to be extremely powerful, as well as combined with all of these Colossi. So the bottom team is still amassing up pretty well, and they're going to need to make something happen right now. And oh, SaveTheOtter, losing a few Hellions there. But getting the scout on the Broodlords, they know what is coming. You see now Earth is throwing down additional Stargates, going to be likely making some Void Rays to go in this army. But here comes a really, really, really huge battle right now, you guys. Broodlords raining terror down. Mutas getting a little ahead of themselves here and going to be quickly taking out these Colossi from Earth, and there's a ton of Colossi in the back for the bottom team. Look at this wall of Colossi. A couple of fungal growths are going off on the Broodlords, but that is not going to do much. These Broodlords, so powerful right now, going to be forcing this entire army back. All these Thors from SaveTheOtter can't do anything. They're all stuck trying to shoot at the little Broodlings, doing absolutely nothing. And the top team is in huge trouble all of a sudden. going to be forced to fall back. All the Thors are going to get killed. A beautiful concave there from the bottom team with all these Colossi and Broodlords. Definitely going to need some air units. The Dark Templars quickly getting picked off here, as the top team is definitely going to need some air to deal with this. Some nice side storms there, however, melting away some of this Bioball from M3, and some Zerglings going to be cleaning up a couple of those units. But this is what the top team really needs to worry about, is this angry ball of Colossi and Broodlords. How many of them are left? Still all 7 of them are left. Look at all the Infestors just melting away. Infested Terrans being pooped out as quickly as they possibly can, trying to focus down the Broodlords. Still, there's still 5 of them left. Going to be 4 left, and the Stalkers from Earth blinking underneath, trying to pick off these Broodlords as fast as they possibly can. Quag now getting some more Stalkers up in here. There is now 3 Broodlords remaining, but the Colossi are just melting everything so fast. A very, very intense battle right now. It looks like at the same time GobbleGoose has run some Zerglings up into this corner, going to be picking off the expansions. The tables have turned very quickly on the top team. They're in a ton of trouble right now. The bottom team really needs to take advantage and grab some of those expansions while they can. But this death ball is going to continue the push here. SaveTheOtter looks like wants everyone to try and engage here by these siege tanks if they possibly can. And now a bunch of mutas in the air for TormenT is going to be exactly what they need. And there's a few Void Rays here from Earth. Make it 6 Void Rays getting fully charged up, and now going to be able to clean up this army. However, GobbleGoose with a bunch of extra Corruptors going to be pushing back those Void Rays. Some great tech switches from both teams all over the place. Even some Vikings in here from SaveTheOtter. A very intense game right now. Well played from both teams so far, I must say. The perfect counters coming out from either team to everybody here, and at the same time this little Zergling run by has been doing so much economic damage. A great job there from GobbleGoose. Finally some Zealots being warped in here from Quag. It looks like he will finally be able to clean this up. It's going to be very close, but at the same time M3 was able to take out this base from TBFearth, but they are going to be able to force that back. As you can see, now Earth working on some air upgrades as well, even getting shield upgrades, and now some high Templars are on the way, and he has been allowed to keep this base though, not mining any gas at it, however. And SaveTheOtter has thrown down a PF at this location. So while the bottom team did a ton of damage and pushed up there, and they were able to clear out this base and this base and this base at the same time, and most of this base, a lot of probes at this base, they weren't able to really take any of their own additional expansions. So map control still belonging to the top team, scrambling to get out that anti-air and getting it out just in time with the Voids and the Vikings, as well as some Desperation Blink Stalkers being thrown in there. And so really it's still anybody's game, however, as GobbleGoose just has mass Corruptors, but there are no upgrades on those Corruptors. Meanwhile, SaveTheOtter not abandoning his Thors. He is continuing to get upgrades on those. And Earth is working on some air upgrades as well. So a little bit of a stalemate here, as now it looks like the bottom team wants to try and deny this base from Quag in the top corner. And it looks like this proxy pylon will get taken out by these Stalkers, and now this army is going to be forced to fall back. It looks like a SaveTheOtter is pushing here along with all these Void Rays from TBFearth. And will they be going after this base? It looks like it, but no, they're going to be forced to engage right here. And it looks like the top team definitely has the advantage here with all the Vikings and Void Rays getting fully charged up. These Corruptors running into the Side Storms, really accelerating the damage on those Corruptors. And now this army getting fully cleaned up here, as it looks like GGs are starting to go down. I'm surprised that's a little early, especially with all these Ranger Marauders coming in here as well as these Colossi. And there's a ton of mutas. Got to be careful not to run into all these Marines. And so M3 at the last second coming up and just cleaning house with all of these Marines and Marauders. The Void Rays all getting picked off, and the Marines just rocking them so fast. And oh my god, TormenT, you're mutaless. Oh no, TormenT. Just lost so many Mutalisks flying into that ball of Marines, and another Zergling run by is on the way. And that is actually, it looks like these Zerglings will not be able to do a whole lot down there, as there are a ton of cannons, a planetary fortress, and it will be able to deny this base, it looks like. And some stalkers here getting caught out of position. Fungal growth going down, and the charge lots will easily clean those up very, very quickly. And the top team still has been able to maintain these corner bases, and that is really, really huge right now. But Pinhacker has got something to say about it. He's going to deny this Nexus. Will it get cancelled? No, it is going to get straight up taken out. So a bit of a mistake there from the top team, and LMntQuag not cancelling that Nexus. Yeah, it looks like the top team now, they don't have enough to really make a big push. So they just got to try and maintain map control, and they're going to have to do something about this ball of stalkers, as a Pinbacker is going to be trying to take this base, it looks like. Really dangerous base to take, especially when the top team has these two already. TormenT not even mining at this hatchery. It looks like it just finished. And now M3. Ooh, excuse me there. This game going a little bit long. And M3 is going to be loading up into a couple of dropships and should be able to do a ton of damage to this area down here. And yeah, ping's going off. They know that Pinbacker is building at this location. So they're going to have to do something about that here. And this army is not strong enough really to do anything. So what are these are these probes? Are they going to go mine? I was like, are these probes sacrificing themselves already? And uh-oh, Earth could be in a lot of trouble if he tries to engage her. This army is getting a little bit stuck and caught out of position. He's sending his entire army down here to try and clean up this drop before the Nexus gets taken out. And it looks like he will be able to force this drop back, but now his army is stuck down here. So he's got to be very careful that these infestors don't catch him. We will see, but now he does have the port of SaveTheOtter, who could use a little bit more in the siege tank department. But now Pinbacker has added a couple Colossi up here to this army, and now is looking very powerful, and these sentries are really going to do nothing against this army. These Colossi can just stomp on the force fields if they want, but here comes TormenT at the same time, going to be getting this around with the Zerglings, and now the Mutas are getting taken out pretty quickly from all of these stalkers from Pinbacker. They're going to be forced to fall back. And really nice play from Pinbacker. He may actually be able to take out this Nexus up here. At the same time, we do have a huge engagement down in the middle, and a few Immortals in this army from Mustarde is going to make it extremely powerful. These infestors need to get some fungal growths down right now onto this army, and here goes a couple of fungal growths. And there is no parasite to do anything about these Thors or Colossi, however. But again, these Immortals so powerful against these armored units. 5 Immortals still alive from Mustarde, just ripping through this army, and these Vikings really unable to do anything. As the nice tech switch here to Immortals, the bottom team really hanging in this game very well. And here comes some Mutas from TormenT, and those could get trapped by some fungal growths if he is not careful and get melted away extremely quickly. And just a back and forth battle right now. SaveTheOtter and TormenT and Earth just pushing back and forth. And at the same time, look at this. Pinbacker has single-handedly cleaned out all of these bases in the top and really established himself at the gold. And all of a sudden, the tables may have turned. It is extremely even right now. A mothership is on the way for Earth. This is going to be awesome. I love me some mothership action. And he's got a couple of High Templars with full energy back in here. So he will be able to land some feedbacks on these infestors and possibly some clutch size storms if it comes down to that. But this game is just going on forever, and still there's really nobody clearly in front. The bottom team, Pinbacker is going to be trying to flank this army from the high ground in the middle. I don't know if this is the best play, but he is doing a ton of damage. Here comes Mustarde. Here comes GobbleGoose. They do have the better positioning. However, TBFearth does have the size storm advantage, and raining size storms down on all of these stalkers. He did sort of blow his load there, and now here comes the Marines and Marauders from M3. And the Side Storms from Earth not doing as much as they needed to on all of those Stalkers. And the bottom team, holy crap, you guys, this mothership is going to be in a lot of trouble now as the Stalkers and Marines are chasing it down. He may be forced to use the Vortex here. He does not have enough energy, though. And the Cloak not going to be doing much as long as this Observer is in sight. If Earth can take out that Observer, though, that mothership will prove extremely powerful. And finally now Pinbacker is going to be grabbing another base. Somebody else on the bottom team really needs to grab this base. As you can see, Mustarde now taking that base as he has nothing left to mine. Going to be sending his probes all the way up there. And this game has just been so even. Look at these drones long distance mining from this spot over here. And the top team, if they want to have any chance left in this game, they have to deny these bases up here. As meanwhile Earth has been trying to defend these bases. As now this gold is getting practically fully mined out. Both golds getting mined out here from Earth. And now GobbleGoose going back to those Broodlords. He's got 6 of them. So powerful. And this is going to be a huge battle. It will come down to a good Vortex placement if Earth wants to have any chance in this battle. And he has no teammates with him. SaveTheOtter, he needs help in this battle. SaveTheOtter is now moving his army down to engage. A nice Vortex right there from the mothership is going to delay this engagement and split up that army. MTHREE not getting his units into the Vortex quick enough. Going to be losing a bunch of them there. And here comes the units getting pooped out. Colossae melting away these units, but these Broodlords so powerful. Going to need some Side Storms to help soften them up quickly. Here come the Side Storms. Broodlord's health dropping super quickly now, and it looks like the top team, however, is going to have to fall back. Here comes some Marines, though, from SaveTheOtter, and some Thors, and even a couple of Vikings to help push back the Broodlords. If they can take out these Broodlords, the top team may have this game in the bag. As Pinbacker with some desperation Stalkers. And oh, the bottom team not engaging all at the same time there. A little bit of a blunder, and at the same time it looks like TormenT has sent a bunch of Zerglings up here and is going to be able to deny these bases. And the top team seems to have taken the upper hand at this point. A great Vortex right there from the mothership, delaying that battle until teammates can arrive. Very well played there. I gotta switch back to production tab, and why should I? Because there's almost nothing left. Quag throwing in some Dark Templars, it looks like, to add to the power of this army. And there's really just, there's nothing left for the bottom team to mine. If the top team, there's nothing left for anybody to mine at this point. If we check the army size, let's take a look here. The top team has a significant advantage. You see SaveTheOtter and Earth have much larger armies, and there's nothing left to mine. Incomes are so low, except for Pinbacker, who still somehow is mining at these bases. And yeah, ping's going off now. They've got to realize that they have to take out those bases to finish this game, as the bottom mineral patches have all been mined out. And some Dark Templars, meanwhile, from Quag are going to get picked off and surrounded there. And at the same time, Earth looks like wants to make his way up to the top, but in the process, it looks like now GobbleGoose, where is he going with these Zerglings? He is going to be trying to do some sort of run by. Is he going to engage these Zerglings here from TormenT? It looks like he wants to engage that. And I'm just going to go ahead and kill a whole bunch of probes, it looks like, as there's still mineral patches here to mine. Now at the same time, the major battle, there's not much left to really kill over here. I think the top team definitely has this one in the bag. They have the superior army size, all these High Templars, all these tanks, and the Stalkers here and a couple of Colossi will be able to clean up the main bases. And it looks like they're just going to go ahead and work on the mains, not bother running all the way up here to deny Pinbacker these bases. And GG's going down. Pretty exciting game there, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the bottom team is going to concede this one. Pinbacker's the only one really who's still in this game, and he is unable to mass up any sort of army. He because of this contain from the siege tanks. So really well played, I must say, really well played from both teams in this game. The tech switches back and forth were really, really good, and really taking advantage of changing that unit composition. So I think the bottom team, I think what just cost them was some of their engagements. They didn't all engage together, and later on I think they sort of took the upper hand there for a while when Pinbacker was able to clean out this whole top area and start to establish that. They took the upper hand, but then he brought his whole army down here and engaged in the center and ended up losing most of that army. When he engaged all by himself, if he had waited for the support of those infestors, man, who knows? And I think that GobbleGoose, he played well, but when he did end up going for those infestors, some neural parasite really would have helped, I think, to soften up those Thors, because there were so many Thors from SaveTheOtter. Either way, a very, very exciting game, and I am warmed up now for the 4v4 tournament on Friday. You guys definitely need to check that out on Twitch TV/IrieStarcraft. I will have my webcam going, so you guys definitely should check that out. So, alright. That is going to do it for me. This is IrieStarcraft, and thank you, Earthmaster, aka TBFearth, for sending me this game. So that is going to do it for me, and peace out.